Hello everyone, my name's Sandleford, Botanist Cool. Today we are adding more rust, or more viridescence, or whatever it's called, to our copper dragon. If you are enjoying these videos, make sure to like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Let's get right on into it. Now, I approached this in two separate ways this time. I tried to actually replicate the first way I did my rusting, and honestly, I failed that big time. I was literally spending the first maybe two and a half hours on repeating and retrying my old method, which I did last time, and honestly, I didn't remember it. I tried my hardest. I got out all the colors that I remembered using, which include from obviously Army Painter D&D collab and Army Painter on itself, Ghostly Blue, Underdark Indigo, Frost Blue, Matte White, Matte Black, and True Copper. And I used the Cambrian Crimson for the mouth, but that's besides the point. And I realize now, and I mentioned this on my last video with the mushroom, the Cambrian Crimson is just a color, just a paint that is very thin, and I don't know why, but it is, and I'll have to just shake it up a lot more next time. Either way, the process of actually getting the rust onto this copper dragon was rough. For some reason, I could not figure it out. So I had done the entire other wing, and I started doing a lot of the scales in the middle. I started doing a lot of the scales on the mouth and all that kind of stuff. Just adding little blotches here and there is essentially what I was planning on doing. It's a young dragon, so I didn't want to add a lot to it, but rather I wanted to add a reasonable amount. And I tried recreating it. It did not work. So I actually did something brand new. I was actually looking online for people who were actually selling this model after they painted it, and I found this really cool example where the person just decided to paint the entire top part blue and just highlight it. And I liked their highlighting method, and I think that their paint for the actual like dragon was really cool because it definitely wasn't just copper, but rather they used a whole bunch of different colors to really make it stand out and pop really well, almost like Diablos, which was really cool. But I saw kind of how they did it, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna paint the entire set of the wings at a certain point just blue. And from that point, I'm gonna dry brush copper onto it, and every part that the dry brush hits and starts covering in copper, I'm going to put copper paint over it. And that's exactly what I did. It ended up leading to all those creases in the middle parts being a blue color. And then it led to all the raised parts being copper, which kind of makes sense to me. You have all that condensation, all that like rusty available like material in those crevices being held there, while all these little raised areas do not have that same effect, at least not for a young dragon, because this is again a young dragon. If there was like an adult or a gargantuan one, and that's a different story, but you know, it's a young dragon, it's a little baby. You're not gonna do too much to it. It's a little cute little baby. Not, you know, you get what I'm saying, right? So I went forward, I did that, and I actually really enjoyed the results of this. At the end, and you'll see it when I'm doing the turning around, it looks more like, I guess, natural in a way. It looks more like scrapes. It looks more like it's actually weathering away at the wing itself, but not like it doesn't look just forced on there. And I really actually like how I approached it. It was a complete accident, but I did it, and I'm really proud of it. I'm holding it actually right now in my hands, taking a look at it, and I really like it. I did use Frost Blue because my base was actually the Ghostly Blue and the other blue. I forgot what it was called already. But I used Frost Blue to actually kind of do a wash that makes everything, even the copper there, a little more blue, because yeah, it's probably still starting to oxidize, right? It's probably still starting to go through that process. So everything from a certain point on looks a little bluer. However, there's a lot of points that just look like pure copper, and it just looks really good in my eyes. So what's the next plan? Next plan is going to actually be highlighting these wings and adding maybe a little bit more rusting here and there on the body. I have some rusting on the arms, the legs. I have a piece on the mouth, and I have a little bit on the horns, which I'm proud of. I don't think I really want to add too much. But I want to continue on the stomach because what I did was I washed copper into that silver. And a lot of those crevices now have a little bit of copper in there, and it looks really nice. I'm going to see if I want to put anything else in there. Maybe dry brush a little bit of silver on it to make the tops a little more obviously, like bright silver, or maybe even like just highlight it in silver here and there. But I want to highlight the wings with a yellow bronze, so I'm going to be mixing later, or yellow copper. I'm going to be mixing that copper color later with that fire nude orange, which is basically like a super bright yellow. And go from there and try to highlight those parts that are coming out, including the ridges of the wings, just not all of them, just like the big ones, obviously. The bone structure in the wings, certain parts of the back, and kind of get that going there. I did for a time try to use Underdark Indigo to see how that would work as toning the actual scales. I didn't like it. I thought it was a good start to getting somewhere. But I think what I have to do is I have to make that a wash again and wash it onto there, make it more subtle. Primarily because I don't think that just putting the indigo on there made it look good. It just looked bad in my personal opinion. So I feel like I'm going to have to use a lot of washes to get a lot of those different effects in there that I want. But otherwise, I honestly didn't do too much to the mini. I did obviously repaint it and fix the wings up, but it honestly wasn't that much. I didn't like exceptionally go forward on the mini. I didn't exceptionally like do a lot of work on it, so I'm happy with where it's at, and I'm excited to get back to it in the future where I can potentially add more of that oxidation and make it look a little bit better. Anyways, guys, I know we're starting to head towards the end of this video, and I want to say a big thank you to everyone here. If you want to vote on my next one that I'll be streaming, head over to my Discord. I might have that up there. I have it up there for Twitch subscribers. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it for everyone else there, but you'll get all my news for my mini painting over on my Discord. Links are down below. If you want to support my mini painting in any direct way, you can always buy a mini on my throne. That would be exceptionally nice, and I'd be extremely grateful. And the best way to honestly support is just to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Do you like the copper dragons? And if so, what's your favorite thing about them? Anyways, thank you all very much for hanging out with me today. Enjoy the little spinny of the copper dragon. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.